Hello. Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. It's nice to see you today.
You as
So,
well.
thank you. So, how have you been? How have you been?
I'm okay. I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
tired, but okay.
Okay. How about thank you for filling out my survey before we started. Before we look at those your score for that, how do you think your stress has been since the last time we met?
It's probably the same.
The same? Yeah. So,
Yes.
it looks like your scores are about the same as last time. So it seems like those are lining up based on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think your stress would be today?
Today or right now?
Right now?
Probably about a 6.
A 6? Okay. Okay. Thank you for updating me on that. And how about let's see. I would like to take a moment out and just kind of set our agenda for our session today, if that's all right with you.
That's fine.
All right, cool. So first we'll reflect a little bit more on your last week and kind of how things went and how what kind of automatic thoughts we were thinking. We'll check in on our progress with your homework, and then we'll kind of prioritize one issue that you would like to talk about today, go over our goals, and wrap things up at the end, go over our action plan for the next week, and then I'll ask you for some feedback at the end. Does that sound okay?
That's great.
All right, awesome. So let's go back to your scores and talk about some feelings or moods that you felt most in this past week.
Well, this past week,
Yes.
yes. Well, have some anxiety happening.
Okay. It looks like on your score for my measure for anxiety here, it looks like you're having a lot of worry and trouble relaxing. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, okay. What kind of moods do you think you're feeling a lot during this past week?
Well, we go back to tired.
Okay,
Um, I've got some anxiety
okay,
and some worry.
okay,
So those are the three main moods.
okay. All right, thank you for sharing. And with that information, I would also like to kind of review your action plan and your homework that we were going over with those kind of stress and anxiety symptoms that you've been having. And last week I asked you to, whenever you are in a stressful situation or you're starting to feel those anxious feelings in your body, to kind of note your very, very first automatic thoughts. And how do you think you've been doing with that in the last week?
I've been trying.
Been trying? Okay.
Yep, I've been
Do you think
trying.
it's do you think it's been difficult for you to notice your thoughts when you're feeling stressed?
Not difficult, just it's a normal feeling,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay. You're feeling just a lot of anxiety on a normal basis?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think some what would you say are some situations that ignite your stress?
Um, you want an example of
Sure.
what happened?
Sure. What has made you stressed in this last week?
Well, let's see. So, my husband and I took a trip to out of town,
Hmm.
And when we hit the town, our destination,
Mhm.
some issues with our RV that we
Mhm.
took. So, yes, we were parked across the street from a gas station. And he was underneath the RV trying to fix it.
Okay. And that made you very stressed. Yes. Okay. Well, so what were you able to identify your automatic thoughts during that time?
Yes. The automatic thought was great. What do we do now?
Mhm.
What are we going to do? Yeah.
Okay. And did that thought make you feel stressed?
Stressed and worried.
Okay.
So
That
that how are we going to get home if something's wrong with the vehicle, with the
okay.
RV? So
That
yeah.
that a lot of things could possibly happen that are not good. Okay.
Yes.
Or potentially just inconvenient or any of those things. Okay. Okay. So kind of so your automatic thought was great. Who knows what is going to happen now?
Yes.
And what did you do? Or what were your feelings?
I guess I was a tad angry.
Hmm. Okay.
Tad angry. Yeah. I mean, I don't know any other, I was angry, I was stressed, I was worried.
Did you do anything to show you were angry?
I I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
So
Do you
no, I didn't, there was no yelling,
okay.
and stuff like that.
What
So
what would you like to have changed about that situation that could have lessened your worry?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
not
think
sure.
you had maybe an appropriate response?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I would feel very stressed as well in
Yeah.
that situation. So what do you think so I think that was an appropriate response. Do you feel like your stress was over level at any point during the week that you thought was maybe um an inappropriate amount of stress that maybe you could have changed or altered in its tracks?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. How do you think, um, how would you like my help in solving a problem with you today?
I need to try and reduce my worry and anxiety levels.
Okay.
Maybe uh, uh, just by talking about it, see if that's a normal reaction to whatever my problems are that are causing
Hmm.
the worry and the anxiety.
Okay. All right. And do you think your worry and anxiety, what do you think that that is causing issues with?
Um, it's probably causing issues is why I'm tired,
Okay. So,
sleepless.
okay, so not getting a lot of sleep because
Yes.
you're worrying about future things.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and what kind of thoughts are coming to your mind when you're worrying about these future things?
So what am I worried about?
Right. What are you thinking? Yeah, what are you worrying about?
Everything.
Okay. Can you give
Everything.
me an example of something that you worry about that is common throughout your week? Or do you feel like these are just A bunch of different things at
It's a
once.
bunch of different things. It's,
Okay.
what are we gonna have for dinner?
Okay. So everyday
You know?
things are
Yeah.
stressful.
Oh yeah, every day. And they shouldn't be, but you know, well, they are.
Okay. Why do you think they shouldn't be stressful? Is that true or untrue?
Well, I don't know. Like there's food. Why we should be worried if we didn't have food, not what are we gonna eat type.
Well, we do like to say there's no should, right? We don't have to feel a certain way. We like to kind of maybe reframe what we can do before. Maybe we're seeing a lot of stress around mealtime. How can we um, even reframe our thought to where, like you said, it's I'm excited for dinner, or I look forward to what we're going to cook tonight, or um, maybe, like you said, I'm tired and I'm stressed. Let's take one thing off the plate and go out to dinner. Something like that. Maybe we could do to kind of reframe our thought and not make something that could be simple into something that is an all-day worry. Does that sound helpful?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, so I would like to say that you actually would you actually just reframed a thought right now that you would like to change from being stressed to gratitude. I think that's a great skill to have, to be able to alter your thoughts like that in the moment. So is there anything else that you think you would feel stressed about in the next week? Or do you anticipate having any worries beyond kind of your day-to-day things that have to be planned?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And do you ever feel like your worries are stemming from work?
No.
Okay, that's good. That's awesome. That's great to hear. All right. So, are there any other issues that you think should be addressed today that you're having?
I don't think so.
Okay. So kind of just going over these multiple tasks and things that are occupying your brain throughout the day that are causing you to go over these um, worries in your head that you could maybe have once and pass on. Maybe we could work on some of those things. Does
Yes.
that sound okay? Okay. So let's go there. Let's think about our next week and what you would like to do when you're feeling stress about something that maybe you think you should feel stressed about.
What
Or
I should do?
yeah, what is or let me think. Let's say something that you feel stressed about. How can you interfere with those thoughts to make the task feel less stressful before you have to do it?
Well, I have
Mhm.
been taking multiple walks during the day
Okay.
to release
Hmm.
um, some stress, getting some air,
Okay.
and that's been good.
Okay. So kind of just getting your body moving.
Yes.
Does it have you feel a little less tired?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think your thoughts are when you get to have those kind of mind breaks at work? Do you feel like your thoughts improve?
I do.
Okay, so that could be a nice goal for you to kind of interfere with some of that stress. Okay, and have you ever considered maybe tracking um, times when you're feeling stressed or when you're having kind of these high worry moods to see if there's any kind of trend that you're finding? Do you think that would be helpful?
Maybe.
Okay, do you think that there could be some issues with doing that, like remembering to do it every day and it's kind of something extra you would have to remember to do? Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that sounds that sounds accurate. So maybe just kind of we can start with making a mental note. And like we were identifying automatic thoughts last week, maybe we can identify our feelings in the moments when stress and worrisome events kind of arise. Do you think that could be helpful in this process?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that will be our action plan for next week. And so in the next week, we'll have you kind of identify those initial feelings and then try and keep a mental note of patterns that you're having. Maybe you're feeling, like you said, a lot of stress for meal times. I'm assuming you prep for your family. You have to prep for your family, yourself. You go to work. So maybe kind of identifying how often you're feeling that stress over those tests that are on a daily basis. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to kind of just wrap up our session and go over and give you a little summary of what we've done today.
Okay.
So we went over your anxiety results, just like we do each session. And we did a little mood check in the beginning. And we set the agenda, kind of talked about your homework, how your mood was last week. And then we prioritized one issue that you would like to work on, kind of having those less of those stressful thoughts and kind of reducing your overall fatigue. And by doing that, you'll be in the next week with your action plan, identifying those initial feelings and trying to maybe track your progress and maybe see some patterns there. And then we'll talk about that next week. Does that sound all okay with you?
Yes.
All right. And at the very end here, like always, I'd always like to ask you if there's anything else you'd like to share with me, or if there is anything you think went really well in our session today, or something I could work on, or anything else you'd like to share. I'm welcome for feedback at this time.
Everything was great.
Okay, that's
I
amazing.
appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. All right. Well, is this time great for you next week?
Yes, that'll work.
Perfect. So I'll sign you up for this time next week. We'll see each other then. We'll check in on your action plan. I hope you have an amazing week, Sherry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.